get you anything that you need. Jug this kilo, loud TT. Feds trying to pre my team high class, but we got no decency.
Yo, what's up guys, the Bill here, back again today with another video. Today we're going to be looking at the group stage draw for the 2019-2020 season and my thoughts on it. Let's get into the video.
Who's that brown skin cutie, yo? Look, her nose on fleek, yo. Slim fitting drip head to a toe, I said, love you, we want the smoke.
Right, the first draw is Group A. So before we get into the groups actually, so before that there was a reward for, I can't remember the name of the reward, but Eric Cantona won it. And if you were watching the draw last night on BT Sport or YouTube or however you watched it, you would have seen his speech.
What's going on through your mind right now? As flies to wanton boys, we are for the gods. They kill us for the sport. Soon the science will not only be able to slow down the aging of the cells, soon the science will fix the cells to the state. And so we will become eternal. Only accidents, crimes, wars will still kill us. But unfortunately, crimes and wars will multiply. I love football. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. It's an honor to have both of you here.
It was it's not everyone's saying it was cryptic, but I saw a tweet by Hugh Wizzy, shout out to him. He said that he's not crazy, he's quoting Shakespeare and he's a scholar, and I completely agree with what Hugh Wizzy is saying. At first I was confused as well, but once I started looking at these tweets and everything, he must have meant something. I'm not sure what he meant, but it was like he was quoting Shakespeare and he's also a scholar, so I think he knows what he's talking about. He's grown enough to know what he's talking about. But yeah, anyway, we'll get into the draws now. So pot 1 was all the European Cup winners and the domestic league winners in pot A, and pot B, pot C, and pot D were the rest. So now we'll get into just give me 1 second.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, so Group A, we have Club Brugge, Galatasaray, PSG, and Real Madrid. So my thoughts then. So Real Madrid, with the amount of injuries they have right now, James Rodriguez, Isco, Brahim Diaz, Eden Hazard, Benzema, I feel their first game, I don't know who their first game is against yet, but if they come up against PSG in their first game, I think they're going to struggle with that game. They had a very poor pre-season, especially with likes of Jovic not performing. And PSG also, with the crisis they're having with Neymar at the moment and also their injuries, Mbappe and Cavani, I think it's going to be a very entertaining game because it'll be end-to-end stuff, but neither side won't have the quality that they usually would have. As Club Brugge, a Belgian club, got drawn with Galatasaray as well. And I don't have much to send them. I'm not sure how they did that season, but I know the Galatasaray and Club Brugge won their domestic leagues. So yeah, in that group, I think PSG and Real Madrid will qualify from that group. I think it's a no-brainer unless Club Brugge and Galatasaray somehow manage to perform a miracle. Then yeah, we'll see from there. Right, Group B, Bayern, excuse my pronunciation, Crvena Zvezda, I butchered that, I'm so sorry. So, okay, Red Star Belgrade, Olympiacos and Tottenham Hotspur. Right, Bayern, winners of their domestic league and drawn first out of pot A, and Tottenham Hotspur drawn out of pot B. Now, Tottenham, they haven't been that good, despite them winning 2 games so far in the league. They haven't been that great. No, they haven't. Sorry, they won one game in the opening game. So yeah. And with Bayern, with how the quality they have, they now have signed Perisic on loan. They've signed Coutinho on loan. They still have Lewandowski, Coman, Müller, Thiago. They've got a lot of firepower that Tottenham are going to have to deal with pretty well. As for Olympiacos and Red Star Belgrade, they've also won their domestic as I know of. And I think the game against Olympiacos and Red Star Belgrade, Tottenham are going to struggle in terms of atmosphere. Their atmosphere is something else. They beat Liverpool 2-0 last season when Liverpool were in their group. But as for their talents, I'm not sure. But their atmosphere is definitely something to look out for. Next group is Group C. We have Atalanta, Dynamo Zagreb, Manchester City, and Atalanta. Well, what do you know? Man City getting the easiest group of the draw again. Oh, flipping it! They must have slipped them a few bills, eh? It's just amazing how Manchester City get the easiest draw every time. Especially since the start of last season, I saw a tweet. They had the only Premier League side they had in that entire since the start of last season was Chelsea, and that was in the Carabao Cup final. And Watford, sorry. It's unbelievable. You think I'm complaining, but it's true. Every other fan that I've seen on Twitter I've spoken to, it's unfair. But yeah, we move, as they say. So yeah, Manchester City, they should have no problem getting out of the group. If they don't, there's going to be questions asked of Pep Guardiola and his team. But with the firepower and depth they have in their squad, I think they're going to win that group easily. And then Atalanta, first time ever in Champions League football. And also we have, so Dynamo Zagreb, I'm not sure much about them. And Shakhtar Donetsk, again, once in Manchester City's group. So in that group, I think Manchester City will finish first and Atalanta will also qualify and come second. Group D, we have Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus and Lokomotiv Moscow. That's a very good group. As you know, Juventus v Atletico Madrid proved a very good game last season, with Ronaldo getting a hat-trick in the second leg of that knockout game. Atletico Madrid, with the signings they've had, Kieran Trippier has proved to be a very good signing for them. João Felix as well, good teenage sensation. Bayer Leverkusen as well. Yeah, not much to say about Lokomotiv Moscow. They've got a very difficult group. So I'm going to say, I think the first team that will definitely go out there is definitely Juventus. Especially they've signed the likes of Ramsey, they still have Ronaldo. They have a good depth as well. And with Sarri in there, I think they've got a good manager, but his stubbornness could play on that, especially against Atletico Madrid, because they'll find a different approach for them against Juventus. So yeah, but I'm going to say Juventus and Atletico Madrid should be able to get out of that group. Right, next group is Group E, Genk, Liverpool, Napoli and Red Bull Salzburg. Genk, Belgium team from the obviously Belgium League. You have Liverpool, the UCL winners, Napoli and Red Bull Salzburg. Now, Liverpool, they've had Napoli before last season. They went on to win that group. Red Bull Salzburg and Genk. Chelsea played Red Bull Salzburg and we beat them 5-3. But as for Liverpool, I think they'll definitely beat them, and Napoli should have no difficulties beating either Genk or Red Bull Salzburg. Yeah, I think Liverpool definitely get make that first. They'll come first, and Napoli will also qualify that group, sending Red Bull Salzburg, I think, back into Europa League. Right, Group F, the group of death, okay? Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, and we all have to feel sorry for this team, Slavia Prague, against all of those massive giants in Europe. If you're watching though, you would have saw their representatives laugh because they got drawn into that group, which is very unfortunate. I think they don't have a chance of getting qualifying out of that group. As for Barcelona, they've got a tough draw, especially Borussia Dortmund and Inter Milan. Yeah, but Champions League, Messi, Suarez, Atletico Madrid, potentially Neymar, but I heard that Barcelona have declined a loan deal, including cash for Neymar, so Rakitic, Todibo and Dembele. PSG wanted those 3 players plus cash, but Barcelona won't budge. But with that attack, I think they'll have no problem scoring goals in the Champions League. So I'm going to say Barcelona will finish top of that group, and between Borussia Dortmund and Inter Milan, I think Borussia Dortmund, just because they have that extra world-class players, despite Inter Milan just signing Sanchez today on loan and Lukaku, I don't think they have the world-class players to be able to get out of that group. But with Borussia Dortmund, the likes of Royce, Sancho, Witsel, they've got a very good chance of getting out of that group. So I'm going to say Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. Right, the next group is Group G, with Benfica, Lyon, RB Leipzig and Zenit. Now, RB Leipzig, they've got a good team, especially with the likes of Timo Werner as their striker. Lyon as well, they've lost Nabil Fekir. Benfica, they reached the quarterfinals of that UCL knockout last year. For Zenit, they won their domestic league, but I don't think they have enough world-class talents as Benfica and Lyon do, so I don't think they're going to get out of that group. I think Lyon and Benfica will be able to get out of that group. Group H, we have Chelsea, Ajax, Valencia and Lille. Alright, my thoughts on this. Basically, I think Chelsea got a good draw, but it could have been better, as in easier teams. But it must be a Chelsea thing. We're getting the best of the worst teams. I mean, yeah. I think Frank, with his, even though he's not an experienced manager, he'll be able to approach games differently, and he'll be able to assess how the other team plays and be able to counteract that with the team we have, especially after international break. Callum Hudson-Odoi, will be playing, and also Reece James at right back. Loftus-Cheek will be back in about 3 to 6 weeks. So yeah, I think, and Ajax, they've lost their best players as well. So with Chelsea lost Eden Hazard, Ajax lost De Jong and De Ligt. Lille lost Pepe as well. Valencia, they haven't lost any of their big players though. But I don't think Lille have the world-class talents to get out of that group, because they lost their star striker as well, Rafael Leao, to AC Milan, and I don't think that Valencia have good enough talent. Well, actually no, I'll retract what I just said. Valencia have good attackers. They have Guedes, Rodrigo, Daniel Vaz, Kondogbia. They have very good players. Ajax, they don't have. Only they have now is De Beek and probably Ziyech, but that's about it. They don't have enough world-class talents for a team like Ajax, but hopefully, I think they have enough to beat Lille and Valencia. But away to Chelsea, I think that'll be a difficult game for them. But for Chelsea, it'll be a difficult game away to Ajax, especially with their fans, their passion that they have. So yeah, I think that'll be difficult. But yeah, I think out of that group will be Chelsea and Ajax to come out of that group. Chelsea finishing top, by the way. Right guys, that's it for the video. Let me know your thoughts on the draw down below. Were you happy with your club's Champions League group stage draw or not? Let me know why below. Make sure you subscribe to more future content, like this video, comment down below your club's draw and how you felt about it. Did you like it or did you not? Let me know. And yeah, peace.
Hit stains and split the cash evenly. Up now, your girl wants to pre the G. I can get you anything that you need. Jug this kilo, loud TT. Feds tryna pre my team, high class, but we got no decency.